It's your turn to sing and dance for a minute.
Don't do either.
Well, it's back to school officially for high school kids.
Friday.
Ryan started, he had freshman orientation today. He starts back full-time on Thursday.
Wow, Mike.
This Thursday?
Derby, and our attorney Jerry Dietz as well. So welcome both of them here. All right, roll call, please.
Roll call, trustee Delmar. Here. Trustee McNeil.
Here.
Supervisor Rush.
Here.
Trustee Duval. Here. Trustee Larson.
Here.
Clerk Kirby.
I didn't hear.
Here.
I'm teasing you. I'm sorry. All right, the July 8th meeting minutes are here. Can I get an approval of those?
I so move.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
No, we didn't.
Read the roll, I'm sorry, read the roll.
Is there any discussion?
Oh, is there any discussion on them? No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Trustee DeGrove.
Yes.
Trustee Larson.
Aye.
Trustee Delmar.
Aye.
Trustee McNeil.
Aye.
Supervisor Rush.
Yes. Yes.
Motion passes.
And I just, for the record, before we move on, also noted that Attorney Dietz and Highway Commissioner Kula is also.
Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hopefully I can step back completely from the whole courtroom now.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? Huh? One job.
One job now, let's just concentrate on that one. All right, do we have anybody on there for public participation on agenda items?
We have Steve Rush.
Steve, do you really have something to say in public participation on agenda items?
No, I just wrote it down because I thought at the end you had a public participation.
We do.
That's what I wrote.
So that's for the end?
That's for the
Okay.
end. All right. Anything else? Nobody else? All right. Reports. Supervisor Rush, my general reports are in here. In addition, I also included a report from our food pantry coordinator, Lisa Vargas, which is in here, with the Avon Township food pantry stats for July of 2013. A little more detailed ones. In addition, and Kathy did bring it up, and I thank you, Trustee DeGrow, I was very happy, and our Dave is here, so Dave assisted, kind of came up with this idea, and we kind of altered it a bit, but we filled 52 backpacks. It was 50, Jeannie donated 2 more, so we went out and got a few more supplies, and we donated 52 backpacks. We split them between Grayslake and Round Lake School District. If you look on the Round Lake School Facebook page, they have a lovely thank you on there, and we did get a thank you note from Grayslake District 46. It's on the trustee bulletin board. But we had a lot of fun doing that. We did it as kind of like a working in a factory. So, you know, you do this, you do that, you do this. So and it was done by everybody who you saw in the photo on our website as well. I know I have something else, but I can't remember right offhand. All right, I'll move on. Highway Commissioner Kula, you all have his report in here. Bob?
Yeah. So the Highland Lake project is complete, except for a little punch list we have. And it's actually going to end up just around $20,000 under budget.
Very good, thank you.
We're real happy about that. And our AIMA grant I applied for the flood got approved as of today. The amount, after we get about 75%, the preliminary figure for my AIMA is going to be about $14,850. So we're getting that. I won't look for that until about next year. They're pretty slow to move. And then diesel fuel. You know, we store diesel at the shop. We get delivered because you know, we have equipment, so we don't run equipment back and forth to the gas station. But I made a call just to check on the price, because we're paying about $4.27 a gallon for diesel. So I called up and I talked to the salesman, and I actually negotiated a new price. So we're going to get a high volume discount, even though we don't have a high volume, so our new price, is gonna be $3.29.
Very good.
Oh,
We're
That's
gonna say
excellent.
98 cents a
Can you
gallon.
get that for all of us?
Yeah, really.
That $4.70, do they charge you the extra?
No, 427 was just a low, you know, big for
That's
the,
with Palatine, right? You with
yeah,
Palatine?
Olson,
Olson,
yeah.
yeah.
But anyway,
Uh-huh.
I got down to 329 now, so.
Very good.
And it's really gonna be huge savings for us, because in the winter we use a lot of diesel fuel for snow plowing. And then, another way I cut some money, I removed, long distance from our AT&T bill, because we don't need it. We have our cell phones that include nationwide minutes, so I need to make a long distance phone call, use a cell phone, we'll save $50 a month, so it's another $600 a year. And then the other one, the big one I've been working on, I just actually finished it up today, is the domestic uniform bill. I removed some items, renegotiated the contract, so now the contract, instead of an auto renewal, at the end of 4 years, it's gonna be done.
Excellent.
So we can go back and just, I can talk to them about a new contract every 4 years. It's gonna be non-binding. But that price, right now, we were paying $311, I eliminated some items. Our new monthly bill is gonna be $151, so we're cutting that in half. So we're gonna save about $1,900 a year. And just what we're doing right now, we're trimming brush on the right-of-ways along the stop signs where it's needed, and all the other street signs. And something we've never done before, but since I got in, always wanted to do is a stop sign inventory. So we go through all the township roads, and we actually do an inventory of stop signs. And what I mean by that is we check post condition, the sign condition, reflectivity. You really need to do that for a liability standpoint and for a safety issue, so we're doing that, and I'm gonna have it on Google Drive. So anybody who's interested in looking at it, I can share you on Google Drive, and you can look at it and see where we're at with our stop signs, so you always know we're taking care of them. So we'll be out like once a month, we'll do an inventory and replace signs that need to be replaced. So
Okay.
that's a new thing we're doing. And, we're just doing storm basin repairs right now. So we go through the whole township, and the guys actually go physically pull all the lids off. And on the curb inlets, we do the same thing. We check out the condition of the basins. If they're degrading, we go ahead and mortar them up and make sure everything's working good on that.
Sounds good.
So that's what's going on.
And I just added this all up, and counting the amount that Bob has saved us, and this doesn't include gas, because I don't know how much gas you use, but with your completion project coming under 20,000, right now he's at $22,514.72. Thank you very much, Bob. All right, next we have Assessor Dittens. His report is in here. He is currently at a class, but his report is in here. If anybody has any questions, you can always give his office a call, and you can talk to him about that. Their tentative date for publication of the assessments, which means the blue letters will be mailed out, are being mailed out today. So they will be coming to your homes and to my homes, and did you get them already?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get anything. But he says within the next 2 weeks, so he anticipates that his office is going to be much busier, and in conjunction with that, we ended our summer hours. We're back to regular hours. Regular hours were till 5 o'clock, but because of the fact we saw no action between 4:30 and 5, we shortened it down to the 4:30 again. If we see that more people want to come in between 4:30 and 5, we will reevaluate that, but it is saving a little bit as well.
You did it court before a bunch of people have, and you just now, you're right.
Yeah, 4:30 is pretty much.
Actually, you were probably one of the later ones, I think, open.
Yeah, I mean, literally, and I'll defer to Dave, nobody comes in between 4:30 and 5. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We could pick up every speck of dust on our desks off personally, one right after the other. All right, so in regard, and that's as well. I just want to go back to my report, because I did forget 2 things that I wanted to talk about, and I apologize. One of them is I attended the Senior Expo, which was very widely attended, and we got a lot of questions. As a matter of fact, when I returned back to the office, one person had already come in to talk to us about something that I had talked to them at the Senior Expo. In addition, we talked to, people keep coming in and asking to partner with us, and some people fit and some people don't. But a new group that we have in, thanks to Judy Armstrong, is Mother's Trust. and Mothers Trust works with children only, and they do more than just, food and clothing. They'll do, they'll help in other ways that we cannot as well. All right, I'm sorry, I forgot that part on mine. Clerk Kirby.
You have, the report in your packet, and then I put one at your desk, which is a little bit more updated. Because I didn't think you really wanted me to pass around these 35-pound books. So, you know, I'm in the process of weeding through and setting up some systems in the office. So, the first thing I'd like to talk to you about is, the organization that we have for the information that comes from, our meetings. So, for example, we have a township meeting minutes book, and in your packet is the checklist. What I've set up is that every month we'll make sure that all of the criteria that needs to be in those minutes are met, and then I will initial them so that we know that we have an updated and fully functional, complete official meetings and all of the handouts that go with those meetings. Of course, one of the things we've done with the help of Supervisor Rush is collected, because we've had piecemeals of clerks from hither and yon, things have gotten shuffled in different places, but we are fully up to date as of this meeting. So everything is legitimate, and we're really proud of that. In addition, we've set up some systems for FOIAs, and you have that page as well, which basically tells you the organization of the FOIA binder. We will be keeping the FOIA binder in a sequential order, because a lot of the times FOIAs may come in and they're quite lengthy, and you address them in pieces if you have to. And there will be all communication that has come to me from FOIA, either through the website or through other means. And everything that I've sent them, including any communication by email. And then there's a checklist for that as well. And if you go to the final page of the handout I gave you, I believe it's important for all the trustees to know exactly what FOIAs. We've coded them because there's confidential information from the people, so they all have codes. And the date they've been received, the date that they're due, because they're all due within 5 days, the date that they're completed, and then if I've requested any extension or they have requested any extension, those are noted as well. As you can see from the new report, we have 2 FOIAs that we've gotten that have not been filled yet. One, we did request it was due on the 14th, and I did request to have an extension, and I've received back from that person that they've granted us a 10-day extension to get the information they need. And then another one that came in today that I'm working on. So at any time, trustees, you may come in and look at the FOIA book, and you will get every month in your packet an updated list of whatever FOIAs come into the office, so that you have them.
Judy, just for clarification, then that should be 8/12, not 8/14, date received. Must be your last one. And then-
Yes, you're right. There you go, keep me honest. 8/12, it was today.
12. So will that change your other date due then?
I will
about?
double check that. I will double check that.
Okay. What about, I did see the one asked for 2 extensions.
Yes.
Is that one been done?
See the P before the date? That means it's pending. That means there's still some items that are out.
Okay, so you're still,
We're still working on that one.
when they do the extension, I know because I took the class. How many more days then? Because it said 7:30 they asked for the extension. So then
Yes.
how many more days after that 7:30?
Well, actually, this person is being really lenient because there's some legal issues with it.
Okay,
And so right now, as of 7:30, we requested another extension pending
Okay.
some legal issues without a date.
okay. Oh, okay.
And, but we have ongoing communication, so we'll keep plugging that away.
Okay.
But yes, you're supposed to send that, but.
So maybe another column, because I see here, if you add, I just looked at this one here, date due was 8/14, you must have asked for an extension on 8/12.
Yes, I did.
Would you need another column then to say when that would be, then your next cutoff date or not?
No, if there is another extension needed, I'll just put another date in there, but when it says date completed, if I complete any portion of it, I will put the date, and if
Okay.
it says a P, you'll know it's pending, that means there's still a piece not done. If it's completely filled, it'll just have the date.
But I guess what I'm asking is, on this particular one, you had a request for 8/12, this much when you request, obviously you must have got granted the request. Is there, how many days then you have then after that?
I have
8/12?
10 days, I asked for
10
10
days.
days extension. It will
Okay.
vary based on what I think the need is.
Okay.
If I think it's gonna be rather difficult, they'll ask for a lot of, longer time, if not, then I'll ask for just.
Should
12
that
days.
due date then be changed to the next, it would be what, if it's 10 days, say 8/22 instead of 8/14?
Oh, I see what you wanna know, is if we keep getting extensions, do we keep revolving the date due?
Yeah, you know,
I
just
probably would do another
color
column,
column,
because of course my goal is to fill every FOIA within the 5 days
Right.
allotted.
right,
And so I'd hope that we'd have a good record for that.
but sometimes
But-
you can't. and-
But sometimes we can't, and so, another date with, extended, I'll figure out how to do that, I see what you're looking
Okay.
for. Also, just, there's information here about, court-ordered or community service, there's the community service, and I worked with the food pantry, they take care of most of the community service. And, again, with the help of Lisa, I've looked through what has been the policy of the district, but we have a system now, they'll be coded as well, because, that information is confidential, those people under court orders, that is not public information, but, we will take care of that. We've only had one court-ordered, person, and we found a placement outside of the township. They helped with National Night Out, and we were able to get that young man 5 hours on towards his goal. So, I'll work with them. The office has all been, the county office has all been told, they all know I'm doing it, it's all set. Yay, rock. One of the things that I found out through the training that we attended for TOI is the services that TOI can lend regarding cleaning up our records and the boxes of information that we have just stored. And so I contacted them, it's at no cost to the district, It's my school coming back to me. There's no cost to the township, and what they'll do is they'll send a representative that is an expert in what we can dispose of, how we can dispose of it, and what we need to keep. And we already have a date confirmed for them on September 18th. They will be coming out, and we will be going over the records and seeing if we can get rid of some of the things that we no longer need to keep and put some order in things. And they're also doing,
Same day?
yeah, highway
I was
department.
just gonna say, we can.
Yes.
Yeah, we have paperwork from the 80s in there, so.
Yes.
We got it from the 60s.
I've already received a complete packet from TOI pending this date, with all of the documents that have been sent to them and legitimately been discarded. So I've got that report, but yeah, the highway department hasn't done it for a long time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna help the highway department get their records in control as well.
And the assessor's office, you might as well clean the house on everything.
We did not do the assessor's office. If the assessor's office actually is the most prolific at getting rid of records that they don't no longer need to keep there.
Because they have more files than
Because they
anybody.
have more
can.
files, so I thought we'd attack the biggest ones, one probably more because because I'm new and I don't know, but Bob talked to me about the need in his office, so we'll do that first. If we need to do it, we'll set another date for.
This guy gonna spend a
the
month up here?
assessors. No, I don't think so. And then I have a request to consider, one of the things that I can request from the school board, from the township board, is to appoint a deputy clerk, I know. Here, one of the things that I think is really essential is that we train people that will come after us. I'm not going to have this job till I'm 100, I'm sure of it. So we should be training and getting some people on board that know it. What I'd like the trustees to consider is hiring a deputy clerk on the basis that we do in school districts as substitutes. So, as you know, we recently had an emergency in my family, And though I'm a workaholic and I'm never sick or absent, if that would have happened during the meeting, I would have had to miss. It would have been nice to have somebody that was on call, that could step in, that knew the system, and could be able to take the minutes and write the minutes, because one of the cautionary things that was said during my session in training was that if you don't take the minutes and you're not at the meeting, you shouldn't be writing the minutes, even though we have a tape recording. So, I'd like you to consider allowing us to hire a deputy clerk on the basis of emergency only. And there's other things that they could do. For example, if we get a time when we have tons of bids that we have to open, you may need another set of hands, or like if we do a cleanup of the records, we may need another set of hands, but that would be truly in the trustees' court. So I'd like you to consider that, please. And then I have, in addition, you received another packet that I'd like you to consider. And what it is there is a organization that is Municipal Clerks Institute, an academy reminder. I know
I
that,
always wanted to go to that, but
Yeah.
it was always on Tuesdays.
well, it is a week long, and I would never be able to go to training for a week. That would remind me of my dissertation days, and I would not like that at all. So what I'd like to do is consider training. If you look at I sent you the packet, it's very high-end, extensive training for clerks. There is, like, for instance, the first day is grant writing and seminar. I wouldn't go to that, and so I'd like you to consider continuing education, and I'm thinking 2 or 3 nights tops. I don't think I need to go to everything, but if you look at a couple of sheets on Wednesday, there's some things that really are apropos to our district. On the 25th,
Township.
Township, give me a while, it'll happen. Wednesday, September 25th, they have new laws, new conflicts and trends to watch, as well as herding cats, how to work with the media. That's something we've all talked about, we need to have more here. And then there's also some critical and strategic thinking, advanced record keeping, parliamentary procedures, all kinds of things that I think would benefit the township if you allow me to go. So I'd like you to consider, I'm thinking 2 nights tops. I mean, I would be surprised if I got 3.
When do you have to register?
They have to register by the end of the month,
End of August,
end of August.
so before our next meeting.
Yes. So I gave you the entire
Do you know,
packet.
there's no cost, what is the cost on this? There's no cost listed.
I will get that to you.
Okay.
You know my
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
That's fine, you didn't have a-
I was more worried about the hotel than anything else.
Okay, anything else?
No, I did sprinkle in the stuff from the training that I went to, so I am done. If you want to look at the books and how we set it up, everything from executive to FOIAs to regular meetings, feel free, or come in anytime. These are your books, not mine. You're welcome to look at them at your leisure.
All right, next month's meeting won't be so, next month's
No.
report won't be so.
No.
Just kidding.
Not unless I find a big hole.
Shouldn't.
I have a question about the FOIA book. I went through it and it's a real eye-opener about how easy a FOIA can be and how involved a FOIA can be. It's labeled FOIA 2013, but it's really starts with your term in July, correct?
Yes. Well,
So,
there are some, I did put in some older ones.
Yes, because I have been giving
Yes.
her the older ones as.
Yeah,
okay, good. I just looked at the recent ones.
I'm trying to keep it up as much as I can.
All right, and our next report would be trustee DeGrow, which her report is also in this listing as well. Do you wanna go through it, or do you want us to?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity and to also call attention to Supervisor Rush and Clerk Kirby and Commissioner Kula all attended another day of the same boot camp training for township officials. So it wasn't just me.
No.
And it was very useful. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I also wanted to thank Lisa for following up on getting our board meeting posted on the digital sign outside. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for
I've
that.
got it really, that sign is just not easy to work, so, but I will work on it. Because right now it says the date and the meeting, so.
And Lisa, Did you put these out for us in the trustee's office? I mean, there was one from TOI.
There was one that came from TOI, so I did put it out.
So I made copies and gave it to each one of the trustees, and it's a great piece if you're going somewhere to talk about how effective and efficient township is compared to other levels of government. And, so I thought I shared that even though.
Thank you. That's okay.
And also, I just wanted to make a comment. Commissioner Kula and I had a great experience out on the road today with neighbors of the road project on Highland Lake are envious of how that project turned out. They all want their roads to look like your finished product. I'm getting a lot of great comments. So, well done. Thank you.
Those are pretty. Thank you. Anything else? All right, next, we have bill payments. We'll work first with our prepaid bills, and that would be the check register from July 9th to August 9th, 2013. Can I get a motion to approve the prepaid bills?
So moved.
Do I get a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yes. Check number 18013 includes a charge of $207.45 for travel that was not approved pursuant to the bill payment policy and the travel policy. So I would like to divide that check from the payment of
18013, I have only 80 more.
18013,
Oh,
that
is
is
this where we
on
were missing some
page
pages?
2 under town fund assessor, second from the bottom.
I don't have the.
I have the pages here somewhere.
Whose travel was that? If it's the assessors, they don't need approval, pre-approval?
According to the travel policy, it said that all township employees.
The assessors can do their traveling without, as they maintain their budget, correct?
If it was put in his budget, originally when, during the last term, the assessor agreed, once the assessor didn't came in, he agreed with this group that he was gonna follow it, that really they can't force it on him.
So the travel policy that was previously passed us no longer applies to the assessor of the highways office,
You
is that?
you can amend the budget, you can change the budget, but you can't really force the policy on him.
Fair enough. The other issue I have with that check is he did exceed his budget line item for travel as part of this expenditure.
That you can enforce.
Okay.
If it's not appropriated for, then you can't spend money on that line item.
And before we go any further, remember, Mike, I remember that very distinctly, that whole thing going down. And I thought we passed the policy, which I think I voted against at the time. But, so, the only policy this board can okay would be the township part. We can't, if the assessors department has some training and the highway department has to go to training, they don't have to go, because according to the policy, I think everybody has to come in, say what they're going for,
Right.
how much it's gonna
Just like
cost.
the
what-
Gotti training that I have on our.
Right. So then the policy we have in place, which I thought would include everybody, doesn't include the assessors and the highway department.
At the time that it was passed, and I remember the discussion too, they had both agreed to it, but there's no way to enforce it other than in the budget.
Okay.
And what you're legally required to do is give them, or the assessor, the minimum amount required to do his job, which is
Right. Okay.
debatable as to what the minimum amount is to do assessments on the property.
It's just so we're all clear on that, because I thought, okay, everybody had to come up and kiss
Right.
the ring.
Yeah, and at the time it was passed, everybody had agreed to that, but you can't really enforce that.
Yeah, of course, that's what I thought, that's why I disagreed with it. Once you approve the budget, they get through their training, and I have no problem with people going for training.
Right, and I think if we looked it up, I think Assessor Hinton was here at the time we passed it and had agreed on it.
Right.
Because that was after the whole Dishman controversy.
Right, okay. Right.
So he went over by $112.82.
Now, was that the money that was appropriated for or just in the budget? That we'd have to check the appropriations ordinance to see if,
Well, that'd be his budget.
$2,500 by $321.
yeah, if it's not appropriated for, you can't spend it unless he's asked to transfer monies.
He hasn't, he said he's going to do it next month, but he didn't ask for it this month, so. We could, that part has already been paid, but we could have him, if he wants to reappropriate funds, request that next month, okay? All right, any other discussion? I did find the receipt for Bob's too, did you see that attached there? Okay.
So Bill's gonna amend his motion to remove that bill then?
The bill is a prepaid bill, so it's already been
It's already
paid,
paid.
so it's
He'll have to,
reappropriate funds next month.
I believe my understanding is that we can remove that bill, not approve it now and approve it in a subsequent month if that's the case where we have the budgeted funds for it.
Even though it's a prepaid bill?
But the money's been paid, that doesn't mean we've approved the
Okay,
disbursement.
all right, that's fine, okay. No worries. All right, so you want to remove that bill, but Bill, do you want to amend?
yeah, whatever, well, I guess we need to, not an amendment, I guess. we have to
If he hasn't
remove that.
appropriated for it, you can't spend it.
Right, so we'll have to remove that bill that puts him over budget.
Okay, and that was check number what?
18013.
And that whole list of those bank card, Chris, that was the only one over budget, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's account 512, 526.
All right, so I'm going to do so next month.
You know, I'm gonna stand corrected, that was assessor, that was Bryce that agreed to the travel policy and not assessor did.
Right, at the time.
Yeah,
At the time,
right,
this, now Assessor Pitt was a trustee and he.
right, and he voted on the travel policy as a trustee.
Right. So,
All right, so, Bill, to amend.
so, we got the motion in, right, in the second, of removing that bill, or that,
Check.
that bill,
Number 18013.
for, put the amount in, Chris, what was
It's
the
more
amount?
than what it's listed, because it's also includes the $85 for Bob to attend.
Right,
There's actually 6 separate accounts that it's split across.
right,
Okay.
I would say that 013 on the assessor part would be probably the way to do it, I would presume, for that amount.
Can you do it,
Whatever that
split it up
amount
like
was.
that, since it's going across 3 different accounts? Yes,
I
Dave?
think this is just a procedural call, this is not gonna impact the payment, this is just something to
Right,
get the.
I know,
record.
because
I
it's
just wanna
already
make
been
sure that
prepaid.
It's like, how do we?
Right, and
Yes.
technically, it's already
Yeah,
been
it's
paid,
just a
so we're just
procedure call
cracking
to
the
get
whip
it
a
in the
little bit
record,
here,
okay.
right?
Yeah, telling him that he can't.
You can't do it. So, yeah, you're off the hook, Dave. Have to write back more checks. Where is that one at then? Looking at the wrong one, I guess. What was the amount of that, Chris? You got
The
it?
amount for the travel was 207.45.
I would say that amount then, and we remove that what was it?
207.45.
I would say let's remove
So
that.
remove, so Jeannie removed the amount of 207.45.
That's still a use.
Yeah, well, he'll appropriate probably next month in
Or
your
that's
section.
your-
Okay, are there any other bills up for question? All right,
Roll. Trustee McNeil,
All right,
Supervisor Rush,
aye.
Trustee DeGrove. Aye. Trustee Larson,
Aye.
and Trustee Delmar. Aye. Motion passed.
All right, the second would be the outstanding bills, and it seems I don't have a full set of that, so I don't. Because I have that packet because it wasn't in my thing, you didn't give me the extra pages. All right, so do I get a motion to approve the outstanding bills? A motion to approve the outstanding bills, please.
So,
Thank you, Ms. Trustee McNeil. Do I get a second?
Second.
Lisa was first, Trustee DeLamar was first. Second? All right. Let's have a discussion. Any discussion on these bills?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need I don't have a copy of them all, so if you ask me questions, I'm not going to know. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm sure I will, because I looked at them all.
Here,
that's what you look for? I don't know.
name the bill, let's see if we got it.
All right, check number 18031 to Highland Solutions for IT repair. The first question is the amount of $480 for repair, which puts us over our IT services budget for the year.
Wait a minute, where are you looking at?
Page number 1.
Under,
It's check number, it's the 8th item down. 18031.
under town fund?
Under the town fund, correct.
Oh, it's monitor for clerk.
No,
No.
town fund should be
The
repair
highway.
PC.
The repair PC, that wasn't a PC that was repaired, it was
Oh, I see.
it was our, what is,
That was my PC.
oh, that was your
That was the
PC?
PC.
Oh, all right, that was Dave's PC that needed to be repaired, sorry, Dave.
Which
Brings us over,
unfortunately brings us over budget on IT services.
okay,
There was also a purchase of $143.99, which was a monitor for the clerk.
yes,
I understand there is a working monitor in the trustee's office that isn't connected to anything. Is that necessary?
yes, because the graphics on hers, with the, we tried to fix it. And
Fair
it
enough.
just, it was squishy.
Fair enough.
And I've
For-
used the monitor in the trustee's office a
And it's
lot.
squishy.
Yes, it's, well,
Fair
but
enough.
no, but it's been very useful for me because I was hacked.
Fair enough.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, so I used that a lot to
All right.
get ready for today.
You're welcome, because I was the one who hooked all of that entire room up.
And it works.
Thank
Old
you.
eyes, Chris, I have old eyes.
Yeah, now I figured it was something along those lines, or you know,
All right.
it wasn't compatible appropriately with the hardware. I just wanted to double check
That's right.
that we weren't spending on it unnecessarily. But that did put us, I know it's only $32, but it's $32 over budget for IT services for the year.
We'll
Take it out of another account.
take it out of another
miscellaneous
account.
or something.
All right, that's what I'll do. Let's see, what can we take it out of?
and then.
Anything but legal services.
Yeah.
510, 550 is the miscellaneous expense under town fund, and it appears
We
there's
can do it
plenty around
there, yep, we can do it from there. So we're going to move, let's just make it $100, can we? Can we do that, or do we have to
You can
do
either do
it?
that, or you can just take it out, and you can just have it come from that account.
Okay, so we will have it come from 510-550 miscellaneous expense.
And then we'll have to maybe look, next time we ever get a bill, we're maybe changing the budget so we don't go over it.
Right, for Highland Solutions, right, because
Yeah,
I'm
'cause that-
sure,
that
since
covers
we
our
have
email?
quite a bit, yeah, and since there's been a lot of changes this year,
Right.
take off, put on, take
We
off.
may have to, maybe at least if you get time to look and see what it would cost to the end of the year, then maybe next month we'll.
Right, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what, about $90 a month for our email services alone, with 7 months remaining, would still push us over budget, so we're gonna have to
Okay.
look at transferring money to that.
All right,
Are we taking both the repair of the PC and the new monitor out of 510, 550?
The monitor came out of 510, 561, which was an equipment fund, and that was fine.
Okay.
okay, any other?
Check number 18044, Dave, this one I got you on, sorry. We were charged tax on that particular invoice, and that should have been untaxable, that's the 4th item under town fund. That was tax on equipment that should have been
Oh,
deducted.
the new monitor for video surveillance?
Correct.
Okay, I might not have told him, he's new to us, so I will, give him a tax exempt letter and let him know that we will not be paying taxes, and he'll be fine with that. He's fine. once, we remove taxes, can we pay the bill?
Yep,
Okay,
so I would approve that less tax, that would be fine.
okay, thank you. And next,
And then there are 2 travel reimbursements that I don't think were submitted to the board for you and for Kathy, for mileage to training.
that was, because there was not enough time in between the time for submission as well as the time to do it.
Okay, was there going to be a request for that tonight, or?
We already
should
put a request in for that, so this is our request for that.
Okay.
With mileage, it's hard, it's kind of, you don't wanna do it in advance, because if you don't go.
That's understood, but I also understand that it's supposed to go through the board of trustees for approval before it can be paid. That's
With
the travel
mileage?
policy.
Well, this is the approval, right? This is the approval time?
I haven't seen the policy since it was passed 4 years ago.
Okay. So mileage.
I know it's just a technicality, but it's a technicality, and I wanna make sure that what we're doing is on the up and up. I
We
think I've
both
got
did
that.
attend,
I know you attended, I'm not worried about that.
Just the process.
It's just the process and being sure that we've got it. I'm sure you'll do the refresher course if you'd like.
And how much are we talking for?
We're talking $140
yeah,
total.
$140 total.
It's not about the money, it's about following the policies appropriately, and that's, part of the job of the trustees is to audit everything and make sure that the bills are paid pursuant to policies and everything.
Well, I even fixed it to make it from that, and I hope you noticed that,
Yeah.
okay.
You guys can make the call tonight and then decide
Fair enough.
in future how you wanna approach that in the, for future travel.
Fair enough, I will leave those two
Rather
items
than
submitted.
watching you
Thank
read
you.
this for 5 minutes.
Right, and anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Thank you, Chris. All right, so we have the transfer. Bill, you made the motion. Will you amend for the transfer of IT services from one account to the other account? That was
Yeah.
510-550.
To whatever that, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, and then in addition, the tax exempt, take the tax
Yeah.
off
Yeah,
of the
all
new
that,
monitor
yeah.
for video surveillance.
We've done that, I think we've done that in the past too, where
Okay.
we caught it and they paid the tax off, so that's not a problem.
All right. Thank you, and then
Roll call. Trustee McNeil.
Did
Accept the,
the
as
second,
amended.
did the second has to say yes to, or not?
No, just the
No.
motion.
Just the motion, okay.
Mhm.
Aye.
Supervisor Rush,
aye.
trustee DeGrove,
Aye.
trustee Larson,
Aye.
trustee Delmore.
Aye.
Carries.
Okay, next we have potty training for Lisa, Lupe, and Dave. You have it all in here. I am currently working with them because right now they do not have the hotel that is listed there, the overnight accommodations. But she is trying to get us, the rooms. They're $77 a night. It's 2 nights. We leave on Thursday, we leave on Wednesday, stay overnight Thursday, stay overnight Friday, because the training starts bright and early on Thursday at 9 o'clock and bright and early on Friday at 9 o'clock. In addition, it is 3 of us, and this is required by Mackey Law, is that what it's called, Dave? Thank you, Mackey Insurance, our municipal insurance.
This-
It's
where-
required that we attend.
Where are you going? Rockford?
Rockford.
Oh, Rockford, yeah, that is, okay.
Yep. So, the hotel will not exceed, theirs was $77, but I did find, hotels reasonably for $100, so it won't exceed $100 a night.
I seen this one, Lisa, that says cost $150 a person, that's not
That's
including the
just,
whole-
that
that's
does
the
not include,
training, right?
yeah, that's
Okay.
just the training.
So then you're looking at then.
450 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so $1,050 roughly.
And mileage.
Hopefully I will get it less,
And
yes,
meals and stuff
and
like that,
miles.
Per diem and.
yeah, our per diem, so.
You want to stay with my mom for free?
She can cook for us.
Take the food pantry, Dan.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, so per diem plus, travel, and hopefully, we can all carpool. Their course includes morning coffee and rolls and lunch on the full day, so we'll take out our per diem out of one of those as well. All right, so do I have a motion to approve for the three of us to attend the Gotti training? That is general assistance training,
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
All right, roll call.
Just discussion real quick.
Oh, sure.
Do we wanna put a cap on the spending amount for this?
Well, we have our per diem, and I just said we're not going to charge for the, we had 1,050, let me see.
I think you said 1,050 plus the per diem plus expected travel.
Travel, which
somewhere
is
around
$60.
16 to 1,700 would be the net.
What
What
was
I
the
would
travel
find it.
that was approved for Kathy's, because it's the same exact place?
It was 80, but I'm accounting on all three of you
Okay.
not necessarily being able to carpool, so summing that to 240. Worst case scenario is that you
Worst
can't
case scenario,
carpool.
all right.
Putting a total at about 1,600, I would give you some wiggle room and say 1,750.
Okay,
And just a follow-up question, who's staffing the office while you guys are out of training?
Suzanne will, and I also, have Cindy Bress as a, fill-in general assistance person. She was trained on Salvation Army, so she can be in there as well. And if any of the trustees would like to join her, feel free.
You're not going, right? So you may be in office too.
Yeah, so Jeannie
We
will
have-
be there as well.
Do we have room in the salary line right now for additional temp help?
I'm working on it, working on moving things around. But,
Okay.
okay,
My biggest concern is we're gonna be tight there, Tim.
all right, I know, I'm working on that, but.
Roll call. Trustee McNeil.
Aye.
Supervisor Rush.
Aye.
Trustee DeGrove.
Aye.
Trustee Larson.
Aye.
Trustee Dillon.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, the next thing we have on here is Avon Township Touch-A-Truck. And we moved it to September 28th, because my favorite part is when Bill brings pumpkins. So hopefully he can get us pumpkins. Would you be able to help us with that this year, Bill?
Be ready? Should
Okay.
be.
I've already confirmed with Highway Commissioner Pula that he will also be able to assist us with a couple of vehicles and some assistance on that day as well. We also have a donation of crayons and water from our own attorney, Jerry Dietz.
I like the color.
Yeah, so for that, and I'm also gonna be looking for, I'm looking for a sponsor for the bouncy thing that we have there, but the only other thing we have to pay for is the tents and the tables that we rent. And Dave, I hate doing this to you, cause I know you're not here on that part, but what did we pay on the tents last year? Was it
160.
160, or
No,
what the
three-
bouncy was 160?
300 for the tents, 160 for the balance.
Okay, so I'm looking for a sponsor for the bouncy thing, so I'm looking for a budget not to exceed $400, because I don't think they'll raise the prices for us, for the rental of the tables and the tents, and that is all it will cost us.
How much you get somebody to sponsor that?
Yeah, I'm trying to, well, I'm having a hard time with the 160, so I didn't know about the 400. Does anybody know of anybody that would sponsor it for us?
I thought you were budgeting that, hoping, wait, I guess I got confused.
Okay, I'm hoping to get, to get a sponsor for the bouncy thing.
Okay.
If not, then it would be $560 approximately.
560 for the bouncy thing.
No, $160 for the bouncy
160,
thing,
okay,
and
160.
$400 for the tents and tables.
Okay, so total 560, that'll probably cost the township unless you get some sponsors.
Right,
Okay, now I got it.
and that's why I brought it up to 600 just in
Right,
case.
that's fine.
Okay, so I'm asking for an approval of a $600 budget for the Touch-A-Truck.
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Chris, did you,
yeah, Chris, Trustee Larson,
and then Delmar.
Trustee Delmar.
I was thinking. Trustee Larson.
Aye.
Trustee Delmar.
Aye.
Trustee McNeil. Supervisor Rush.
Aye.
Trustee DeGrove.
Aye.
In addition, I would like all of the trustees, if they are available that day, to come by and help out. We are also working on getting cash dash here, and we're working on getting, we're trying to get, but it's rather expensive, so if anybody knows of anybody, we're trying to get, a recycle person here so that we can, shred bills. Not our bills, not the township's bills. But you can shred your personal documents, so we're trying to get a shredder here as well.
What you working on? I thought you had something lined up or not?
No, I have I've been working with Swalco, I'm gonna host I didn't mention it at this meeting, but I'm hosting a recycling event, electronic recycling event in November.
Oh, the electronics.
He's
Okay.
doing an electronic recycling.
You're doing the paper.
Paper.
Okay.
So we're trying to find somebody, but believe it or not, that's kind of expensive, so I'm working on a couple of different options. Yes, it's expensive.
Well,
to
no, I'm
do
just
that.
trying to think, we do something with Farm Bureau, but I don't know if that's paper shredding or we do both. I got another meeting Wednesday, so I'll try to remember to ask what we do
Okay,
there.
thank you. All right. We have to finish the roll call for that one? Yes? For the touch truck?
According to mine, you do.
Okay. right.
Everybody, yes?
Next, we have the committee of the whole discussion. I do not foresee, because with school starting and everything else happening, that a committee of the whole would happen this month, but I would suggest we started it in September. And as it is listed on our dates that we already put in, that we would have them September 23rd, and these are the second, this is the fourth. Just look this all up and you would think I would, fourth Monday of the month. I stopped it in November because December's actually falls on December 23rd, which is one day before Christmas, and I don't really want to have one in December. Is that okay with you? All right, so September 23rd, October 21st, and November 18th. How does that sound?
Great.
Okay, so we will have committee of the whole meetings, and those, Lisa, I understand that it's okay, those aren't mandatory that you attend those.
You still need a quorum and just no final action will happen. You still have to
No
post it.
voting, just
It's like
discussion.
an
You-
open meeting.
You still post an agenda prior to 48 hours before the meeting, you still only, well, you don't take any final action, but try to stick to things on the agenda.
Right. So the dates we have are September 23rd, October 21st, November 18th. Do we need to,
Well, we already have, those are the dates
Yes.
from the ordinance that was passed at the beginning of the
Yes.
fiscal year then.
Yeah.
Where's that?
okay.
What's that?
The only thing, we're not having one in December, would we have to post that we're not having one in December?
No, you just wouldn't post,
Anything?
because it says if necessary on the calendar,
Okay.
so.
Right.
Aren't we going to Springfield in November?
We are going to, and that is the week before. Our meeting is actually the week, hold on.
You moved that meeting then?
Yes, I did. It says it on the front of this book, Jeannie, I apologize for reaching over. It's in the front of this
Well,
book.
September, it's November 4th, I'm sorry, November 12th on my.
November 12th.
And why did we have, put it on a Tuesday? Okay, that's fine, November, so it's no, actually, November 12th in 2013 is a Tuesday. Yeah.
Couldn't we do
so I
that
messed up.
because,
Right, because the meeting is the week before. Yeah, that is correct, so we'll all be back on the 12th. Wait a minute. Let me, does anybody mind if I look it up?
Look it up. Because it's never asked you.
that means, 9 days later, you
But
would.
usually it's on Monday. Is that Columbus Day?
Unless we're not having it on,
That's a Monday.
Yes, that's what I just realized.
I'm confused.
Looking too.
It's a Tuesday, so maybe it should have been Monday,
And
November
maybe
11th.
it's not on the Monday because that would be Veterans Day?
No, you know what, that's why we're having it on Tuesday, the 12th, because we'll all be gone on Monday, wait a minute. Let me look it up, I apologize.
You got November 12th, but you put the screw us up as either Monday or Tuesday.
See, yeah, it says November 10th through 12th is the TOI meeting, so we won't even be back on the 12th for that. So we'll have to move our regular meeting to November 18th. And then a committee of the whole meeting will be,
And we may not need a committee.
Right, because-
may not for November, since we'll all,
Yeah,
okay.
may not.
So we'll skip the November one, and then we'll just move back to January. Kathy, is that acceptable?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, so September 23rd, October 21st. And we have to
So,
make, and
yeah.
our meeting will be, our regular meeting will be on November 18th.
So I have to tell the takers, right?
Yeah, we'll have to
publish it.
amend
We'll
it.
have to change the website.
We'll have to amend it all.
Okay. I know that always conflicts with
Messes
the
up,
meeting.
right, it does.
And for some, I thought we had a change, but obviously, I guess we didn't have a change, so.
Yeah, and I think I even wrote on there that it's moved
Yeah,
because of
you
that.
do. You've
This
got
whole
the
year's
double
been screwed up,
asterisk.
though. Seems like everything's screwed up with the dates this year, so.
Okay.
Everything seems to be.
All right. All right, the next thing is to set the town hall follow-up meeting. I don't have any dates listed. What dates are we looking for? You wanna do it this month? I honestly and truly have no time left in the month of August.
This is,
Well, along with
August is
the
over.
Agenda,
we need to get an agenda ready.
We have to
too
get an
before you
agenda
do the
ready?
meeting.
yeah, when you set the meeting, you have to have the agenda all ready to go.
Oh, okay, well, I don't have an agenda set up for that, so we can do that. We could do that at our September meeting and then set it then.
And you
then
can
set
maybe
it for
set,
some time.
then you can always set it yet in September, you know, maybe another week or so after our monthly meeting.
Well, we have our monthly meeting on the 9th, then we have a committee of the whole on the 23rd.
Would we consider doing something like we did with the last town hall meeting, where we would have the town hall meeting and the regular meeting on the same night, back to back?
People were not very happy with that.
Yeah.
How about the committee of the whole meeting and then the follow-up? I don't think the committee of the whole's gonna be terribly long, right?
Actually, the way it sounds to me, your town hall meeting could be possibly be what we'd be discussing as a committee of the whole meeting. You know, although we could take action, I suppose, at the town hall meeting, because that's an official meeting, they can take.
The
action.
electors can.
Right, the electors can.
So we can have it on the day of our on our committee of the whole
You
meeting?
can have it on any day you
Yeah,
want.
So what if we set the agenda on September 9th and then had the meeting on September 23rd? After our
That's not
committee of
fine.
the whole, it's not, how much time do you have to give them?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Okey-dokey.
Is that 60 days?
If it's 60 days and we're looking Christmas time, and who's gonna wanna take them?
Because it's a follow-up, right, we have to do the stipulation, because in my head it's 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure because the statute changed on it, so I don't wanna misquote
I don't
myself.
think you have to
And
follow.
actually, I think the supervisor can set the town hall meeting too. So,
And it's a follow-up town hall, so the one that we legally do.
It's not an email, it's a follow-up.
it's just- They just call it a special.
yeah, a special
Yeah,
town
it's
hall
just a
meeting.
special town hall.
I don't know what would be on that, I didn't think it's that, but less than 30 days, I don't know. If you wanna call a special town hall meeting, I didn't think it's.
Well, why don't, I'll have an answer before the end of the meeting when we go into
Okay,
executive
so
session.
we'll go over. Okay, and the next thing we have on here is Avon Township Food Pantry Foundation, and I just have a statement.
Well, before we get to that, I'm the one that asked to put this on the agenda. And the reason I did that was because I saw Ms. Warden's letter. I agreed, Mr. Carey's website is Round Lake Area News. I've been with the township for years. It was Shirley Christian, Supervisor Christian, that originally set up the foundation, or set up a foundation. And it's been my recollection that I don't think control has ever been given over to any other group. So, and Supervisor Ewing always came in, he gave a report on how much food was given out. So I wanted this board to be clear that, as far as I was concerned, you guys are still in control of the township for liability reasons. You're in control of the building. If somebody were to slip and fall or give out bad food, or, you know, the employee were to do something horrendous, or whatever the case may be, you guys are still liable, you guys are still in control. Unless the board has ever taken action, and I know I've talked to Highway Commissioner Kula, I've talked to Trustee McNeil, I don't know of any other action that's ever been taken to give the foundation any authority whatsoever. So I wanted time to look at this, I wanted time to discuss it, to figure out where the foundation was at, to figure out what was going on, because I read that news, you know, I don't know what's going on, and I've been here for the whole tenure of the foundation. So that's why I had to put it on the agenda, so I'm sorry for interrupting, go ahead.
That's okay, thank you very much. It's just a statement I'm going to read. The Avon Township Food Pantry is a very important service provided by Avon Township. I fully support the food pantry, and I have been in communication with the Northern Illinois Food Bank and others to ensure that the food pantry continues to operate and serve the neediest in our community without interruption. The food pantry was founded in the early 90s, and it has been managed and funded primarily through the supervisor's office since then. The Community Foundation is a private entity that was created in 2010 to act simply as a pass-through to meet certain requirements for purchasing food from the Northern Illinois Food Bank. The status of the foundation does not affect the food pantry. The township and supervisor have always provided, and while I am supervisor, I will continue to provide funding, staff, equipment, land, and other material support to the food pantry. Let me be perfectly clear. The food pantry is not being evicted from the township, and there will be absolutely no service interruption. Anyone who says otherwise is doing a disservice to our community and the food pantry and scaring the most vulnerable among us.
I think at a very minimum, the township and the foundation were partners just because of the relationship with Northern Illinois Food Bank. But certainly the township owns the land, the highway department built the building. Maybe you're all partners, who knows? I don't think there's ever been a written agreement between the township and the highway department. It was tough to formulate a legal opinion just because there was no written agreement between anybody, anywhere. So that's where I wanted to start with this. I wanted the board to know that you guys are still, I mean, this is your township, you're still in control. You know, you guys should, you know, kind of look into it to figure out where you guys need to go to make sure that the foundation stays, or that a foundation stays up and running, and that, you know, the food pantry stays open. But I'll let you guys to decide politically how to handle that from there. I just wanted to let you know that, you know, it really is a little bit of a gray area because there's never been any written agreements between anybody.
Good. I just wanted to read a statement.
My concern is, you know, since the highway department paid for it, and I'm not in the power struggler, I don't care, I want the people to be fed.
Yes.
My number one concern, but if the highway department, if highway department funds were used to pay for it, when I wasn't here, but if highway funds were used to pay for it, how can that building not fall under our jurisdiction, and why, if it's not the highway department's building, are we paying for maintenance on it?
If you ask me whether it was done right initially, I don't know. It's on property that's owned by the.
I understand that, I'm not arguing that, I'm not arguing.
So I think at a very minimum, maybe you guys are partners, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure it was done right initially, because I can't find any paperwork, I'm not sure there was any documentation.
I don't know if there was or there wasn't, but
so
that should be clarified.
Yeah, that's where we need to go with that. I just became aware of it with Ms. Warden's letter, and then, of course, Mr. Carey's always been up on all the township news, and that's how I keep informed about the township, by the way.
Right, I'm
Well,
not,
I'll tell you too.
I'm not against, you know, spending money on, you know, on the food pantry, but if it's not mine, is it legal for me to go ahead and use highway department funds to maintain that building? If it's not my building, is it legal for me to do that?
That's certainly another question that we might have to look at, as to what that use is and where you're supposed to be using your funds.
Right, I don't wanna do that inappropriately, so we need to find out if it's mine, and if it's not, is it okay for me to still be spending money out of the road fund to maintain the building?
That is an excellent question.
And I would agree with everybody, I think we need to sit down and, you know, years ago this happened, I was on the board when that building was built, and when I was asked questions, you know what? I don't remember doing anything like that, that's probably at least 10 years that building's been there, I would imagine. Asked the people maybe were around, I talked to Jerry on this. I think this is the perfect time to get things cleaned up. Either township takes, or we gotta have an agreement between the highway and the town, that's the trouble, when you have two different taxing entities. And of course, the food pantry, which is I think there's not one person in this board or this room that say, let's shut it down. So we're gonna get through this, let's get Jerry, take our time, let's get through this, get it cleaned up the way it should be. Should have been done years ago. And I guess I'll take the apology for this, excuse me, because I was on the board. So I guess I'll take some of the brunt of this because it wasn't done right. But it was done for the people.
Right.
So now let's get it cleaned up and move on. And whatever foundation we have to run it, because supposedly we gotta have, and Wendy's aware very well about what happens with the money, like I've always said, with the money, we gotta do this to get the food from the Northern Illinois Food Bank. So, so we'll get a foundation going, whether it's, excuse me, Wendy, I always forget that, Avon Township Food Bank, whatever that foundation, I always forget the name of it. And, cause there was another foundation started under, Supervisor Christian's, tenure here, and I don't even know the name of that one. So, but that one got pushed away on the side, and Supervisor Yingman decided to make his own foundation. So that's a little history on that. So whoever foundation we use, whether it's the first one, the second one, or make a third one, we get a foundation started and get the people, so they have the food, so no one goes hungry.
Right, I agree.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying it was done wrong, I'm just saying I can't find anything to show how it was
Exactly,
done,
right.
to figure out even where we're at right now.
Exactly.
What I don't understand, and I know Ms. Warden is in the room, Lisa, you're here, Supervisor Rush. Out of nowhere comes this whole dispute over a foundation that successfully and positively operated a food pantry for the past 3 years. And all of a sudden, there's a huge rift in terms of what's being provided. I still see excellent service numbers, I see excellent quality of service, but there seems to be a fight that's going on over here that I don't think any of us truly understand. And I'd like to understand what's going on. Okay, yes, we all understand there was a slight tax problem that was being resolved. But, I mean, is there communication going on from the supervisor's office regarding the foundation status? Is that, you know, being done without the board's consideration or input at all as to, you know, whether we're gonna continue with this? I don't understand where this came from. I mean, it's infuriating.
I have that same perplexion, because this is has to do with an internal fight that has nothing to do with the township. The township is providing a service with the financial services for the clerk, and that has been the partnership that we've had, and that's what we have done. The ongoing issues with the tax problem and within the politics of the foundation is outside of the township. And so why are we rolling in the mud with that problem? Let that problem solve itself and then continue to have a relationship. I know there are many of us that have been over to the food bank, to the food pantry, and have admired what they've been doing and the services they're providing. But it seems silly for us to dive into this pool when it's not really about our fight, it's their fight. It's the members of the foundation that need to solve this problem, not the township.
No, I agree with that. You know, my other concern is that we've collected money on behalf of the town, on behalf of the food pantry, whatever foundation or organization that is that we have sitting on our books. Is that money something that we get to hold on to as a township and distribute to the foundation of our choosing down the road? Is it something that we're gonna be forced to turn over during the dissolution of this? That's a legal question and obviously has some impact. That's a significant dollar amount.
That's why
Well,
it's
and that's
to be
certainly up
discussed.
to you guys, you know, I mean, it's your building, you know, there's a foundation that's like the Friends of the Library or the Round Lake Beach Civic and Cultural Center Foundation, which I'm on both of those. And neither one of those has control of the buildings, they're really just conduits for the 501c3 for the tax write-off, the funding, the spending.
But we're talking about more than just a building and some property. We're talking about actual cash accounts in the bank.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that you guys need to make sure that whatever foundation that you're working with, you feel comfortable with, And that the other township food pantries around us all have foundations that have bylaws that have, you know, the board's input involved. I think I asked you to go and call.
And I did
They all
call, and I
have,
do
they all have
them.
Lake Villa's bylaws.
And I did call and I did get a copy of them, so I do have them.
Yeah, they all have Lake Villa's bylaws, which I don't know if they have a board member or something, and
The supervisor and a board member.
so.
Yeah, there's probably three members on the foundation
There's
board.
actually 5.
Is there 5?
There's
Well,
a supervisor, a board member, and 3 community members.
And once again, that is not our situation. The fact is that is the way it was set up under Yingling's, because this is how he set it up. He set it up that way, that it would be 3 members. Like, we may disagree, we may think it should be more, but that's how they set it up, and that's an internal fight that they need to have and they need to solve. And then what we can do is with whoever comes out victorious out of this mud bath, then we can have a relation with them and talk about adjusting it, because I agree with you. I think, and I've had this conversation with Wendy as well, that one person is not enough, that it needs to be more. And I'm a big proponent of trustees being on the foundation board, and I don't think they have an objection. But while they're in this muck, nobody can do anything until that is solved. And so I'd hate for us to enter into it and bring another layer of chaos to something that already is unsettled.
So can I speak?
Unfortunately not, Ms. Warden. At the end, under the public participation, you can.
Okay.
All right, and that's the end of that discussion. Do we have a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel and possible litigation?
Is that gonna be long?
It shouldn't be.
Because otherwise should we move public participation before executive session? Is it
Uh,
gonna be very long? Because I don't want people to
It
stay here
shouldn't be
till-
very long. It
Okay.
shouldn't be.
All right.
No.
And
No.
We're gonna be like an hour or so.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
No, it shouldn't be.
Okay, with coffee and
All right,
donuts then.
we need a motion. We need a motion.
So moved.
Trustee Larson, a second.
A second.
And we'll take a roll call.
Yes, please.
Trustee Larson,
Aye.
trustee Delamar,
Aye.
trustee McNeil,
Aye.
Supervisor Rush,
Aye.
trustee DeGrove. We are in executive session as of 7:42. All right, we need a motion to end executive session.
And return back into regular session.
Motion.
Second.
Second, right there. Okay, trustee Delamar, trustee McNeil,
Aye.
supervisor Rush,
Aye.
trustee DeGrove,
Aye.
trustee Larson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the hiring of, can we say his name or just the employee? Richard McDaniel, our one-day maintenance guy.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by McNeil, trustee McNeil,
Aye.
supervisor Rush,
Aye.
trustee DeGrove,
Aye.
trustee Larson,
Nay.
and trustee Delamar. Motion carries.
Public participation. Do we have names on there, Lisa?
We do, we have Steve Rush and Wendy Warden.
I prefer to go last.
Well, you signed in first. Go ahead, Steve.
My comment is to Bill, but I'd rather do it last.
Okay.
Let's leave on a positive note.
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna say.
Are you insinuating I won't be positive?
I know what I'm gonna say.
So I just want to make a statement. The June minutes for this board reflect that a trustee would be welcome to join the request of this board was that a trustee be appointed to our board. We are totally open to that. All 4 can come, just let me know. We will call a board meeting. I will make a motion to appoint you. I want to just say, and everybody on the dais has this, the Northern Illinois Food Bank was audited by the IRS in 2008, and that audit change the way things are paid. Foundations cannot legally be a pass-through any longer. The Avon Township Community Foundation has signed contracts per year with the Northern Illinois Food Bank, which makes us the fiscal, programmatic, and operational agent of the food pantry. That wasn't a vote of this board because this entity right here cannot purchase food from the Northern Illinois Food Bank. So, as Chris Larson pointed out, we have done a great job as a foundation. We've accomplished many, many things, and we've done a great job. And I'd like to see us move forward, and whatever it is that is going on between this board and our foundation, I would like to see that stop. So that's all I have to say. Positive it away, Steve.
Actually, I wasn't gonna say anything, but if you see me smiling, we're talking to this gentleman here, and I was telling about, I was a communication scholar, and I come in here. If you guys see me smiling, that means you guys are doing some great things. Really, it really is, and I hope you saw a lot of smiles from me, because I heard a lot of good interactions. One thing, Bill, you don't have to apologize. You know, you're human, and I think Rick, Jerry, you remember he has to go back a long time, but you never have to apologize. I think of Love Story, the tagline of that movie was, if you love someone, you never have to say you're sorry. You've done a great job. It's difficult work. It's a thankless thing. So if you felt like you made an error, you know, the blame game, I know Lisa never plays the blame game. And I know AYSO, Peaches never played the blame game. That's never gonna happen, at least from me, or from, that's what the positive is. So I just want you, don't beat yourself up. You don't have to apologize. You guys are gonna do your best. I think I heard Chris, I smiled a few times on you. I love the diligence. I love looking at the time, looking at the line items. You say, hey, listen, we can't just do this because we're like $30 off or $40 off. You say, it's a learning opportunity for the next time. You guys are gonna switch some money from one account to another account to accommodate. So I know you guys are not accountants. I know you guys don't have accounting background, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do have a degree in accounting. I don't think so. I think I know most of you. But don't have to apologize if you made a small mistake, or you make a mistake, or you can't remember something. The only thing I would ask for is just to work together as a team. Maybe no, it's a stretch, a love story to love, you know. But yeah, guys, let's work together. I don't want to embarrass you too much.
Yeah, that's right. All right, anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Trustee McNeil, do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee DeGrow.
You made me put it away.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Who made the motion?
I did.
Okay, then trustee McNeil,
Aye.
Supervisor Rush,
Aye.
trustee DeGrow,
Aye.
trustee Larson,
Aye.
trustee Delmar,
Aye.
Gary.
Sure.
8:19.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much.